So school's back in session, but that doesn't have to be a bore. And more importantly, we're going to interview a business that really makes a difference in the community. So Mikaila's choice for best back to school business are my friends over at Jukido Academy, and I am joined by the founder, George. Happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So 23 years in business.
October will be 23 years. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Longest running?
Longest running martial arts school of any kind in Flagler County. Yep.
So let's address, talking about like martial arts, because
Sure.
I think there's a stigma kind of associated with it, like, oh, I'm teaching people how to fight. What do you have to say to that?
Well, what I would say is, like, for me, I get if it's a school that's not properly teaching people martial arts, I can understand that. But teaching someone martial arts and claiming that they're going to be more violent or be more likely to get into fights is kind of like telling someone who goes to firefighting school that they're more likely to be in a situation that's they're more conducive to be in a fire, right? You go, well, actually, it'd probably be the opposite, right? They're more aware, they know how to avoid the situation, and God forbid, if they are in that situation, they have the tools and the training and the knowledge necessary to be able to eradicate that situation. And I think that martial arts is something analogous to that, right? So we train kids or adults so that they can be aware of that type of combative energy, how to avoid those situations, and if in the worst case scenario, God forbid, they find themselves there, they know how to remove themselves from that situation in a way that is efficient and justified and appropriate based on the circumstance that they find themselves in.
Definitely. I mean, as kids go back to school, bullying, unfortunately, seems to be a recurring problem in schools across the country.
Yeah.
I mean, what advice do you have for parents or kids who are dealing with that?
So I think for parents, the most important thing, as counterintuitive as it may seem, is I tell parents all the time that you have to give your kids permission to defend themselves. Now, that doesn't mean that you're needlessly encouraging people to get into fights, or someone makes fun of Timmy's shoes and now he's got to go over there and choke the kid out or something.
Yeah.
However, if you're under physical assault, whether you're an adult woman in a parking lot or a kid in a school, if someone's grabbing you and pushing you up against a locker, putting you in a headlock, or they're hitting you, you absolutely have the right to protect your physical autonomy, right? So if someone's making fun of your shoes, let it roll off the back, right? If someone has something to say, that's fine. But as soon as it gets physical and you're physically in danger, you need to be able to protect yourself. And kids need to know that. And parents need to let their kids know that, again, the kind of the yin-yang relationship. You don't get into needless altercations, but on the flip side, you're valuable enough to protect. And if I was there, I wouldn't let someone harm you, but I might not be there. So you need to protect you. And you have, kind of the, not only the right, but the responsibility and the permission to do exactly that if worst case scenario happens.
So let's say, a kid comes in, how many classes do they kind of have to take to learn a few basic moves?
So within the first day, they're going to learn 4 or 5 basic self-defense techniques, kind of our equivalent to the ABCs. Now, they're not going to leave their Jason Wicker or Jason Bourne or John Wick, right?
Yeah.
But they certainly will be more capable when they left their first day than when they first came in. And like playing a musical instrument or learning a language, the more you do it, the more competent you're going to get at it.
What are your main goals for people who come and spend some time with you?
So I would say, broadly speaking, 2 main goals. As we always say, we want to teach people self-defense and self-perfection, right? So the perfection of their character, is kind of a goal that's hard to achieve, right? But you're striving for that. And the true ability to protect themselves. And the martial arts climate that we're in now, there's so many schools that are teaching for sport, or there's kind of the kiddie karate programs. And, we want to make sure that people are getting something with some real teeth that really has value, and at the same time is kind of intertwined with the traditional martial arts philosophy of being an honorable, courageous, loyal, polite individual.
And you wrote a best-selling book recently. How's that been going for you?
It's been going pretty well, much better than I truly ever expected, because it's kind of a niche topic, which is the jiu-jitsu, history of jiu-jitsu in America. The name of the book is The Founding of Jiu-Jitsu and Judo in America. And it went on Amazon, and then under the martial arts category, it kind of blew up, and it's been doing pretty well, so I'm pretty proud of it.
Wow, good job.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making a difference in the community, teaching people how to protect themselves, George. You're absolutely crushing it over at Jukido Academy, and we will be right back after this short break with People's Choice.